Good morning, everyone.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to FYI. For your
Yep.
information, I am Giretta Finance alongside the one and only Sharada Duncan this morning. Guys, it is Monday, the 30th of May,
Yep,
2022,
yep,
and we've had an awesome
15
weekend.
days we were saying pick up the pace. We're
Pick
heading
it
to
up.
month 10. Here we are.
Tomorrow is month
Here we
10,
are.
the last day of the month.
The end. Month of the end
That
is
is my
month 10.
month, and it's my month.
Yeah, our month. Please and thank you.
That is our month.
Our
Yes,
month.
so true,
We got
so
share.
true. June people. So
We got share.
all the June people come
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Come in.
Rock and come in.
Come into the
Rock,
conversation.
rock and come in. How you guys doing?
Cancer. Where did they
Yeah.
get that name from? Like, why did they name
The planet is
Cancer?
It's the planet. Don't think about the other thing.
Don't
It's the
think about
planet.
the other thing.
Guys, good to have you. Smash that emoji button. Share the broadcast. Joining us. Share. Valid and credible. Isabella Butter said I'm good. Miss Guyana 10 said I'm good. Miss
Edward is early. Miss
From the
Guyana
Bronx.
is.
Miss Guyana says she's good too. But when you got her name, Miss Guyana is their relative because see photographs.
Oh yes, most
see if you
definitely.
see if you can represent like that. Stacey Ann Stoll is here. Good morning to you too. She says the entire FYI family. Good morning. Nino Brown and Marlon Thomas. Candy Lillian introduce I reach people. I reach.
Spice Man in the house saying happy Monday.
Yep. Grenada rock and come in. Grenada rock and come in. Good to see you guys.
Shakira Phillips.
Yep.
Hey Shakira, good morning to you and Marlon King and Tamishwar Ryan. I see Tamishwar is saying.
Yeah. No, he wants to give a shout out to all his peeps. That's what he's saying. Really.
Okay. I'm trying to
people, shout
hey,
out to people.
Tamishwar, lovely to have you in the house.
Good morning to you too, Tamishwar. Janet Wong is here. Yeah, all the good folks.
Well, I see Sherry Baskin, Grenadison, listening to you, precious people. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. And Candy and Lily in the G. So saying good morning, Selby. So Candy and Beatrice having a conversation all by themselves there in the comment section right now. I see I seen is it? I seen Koja.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
I seen Koja.
Yes.
Yes. Nice names.
Bettino, Nijman.
Yeah.
Guys, come on, y'all get these simple names.
Monica Scott, simple.
Roger Norris, thank you, Roger, for the simple name.
Simple. Dave Jurel, simple. Didi. Isabel Butchers.
Hey, Isabel, how are you
simple.
doing? I see, I just almost missed that comment. Clifton Smith is saying good morning, Sister Dretta and Brother Sharon.
Yeah, amen.
To the FYI family.
Amen.
Thank you so much. It makes me remember that I haven't gone
morning,
to church,
brother. Morning,
church in a little while. I need to get going to church.
Sweetie goes to church. I just go to the church.
I go to church.
Yeah.
I went to church. My pastor was like, I haven't seen you.
Correct. You're right. You gotta go after the flock.
Like, oh God.
Left the men and go after the one. Right? Rishi Prasad says he wants an FYI cup. No problem, Rishi. We gonna fix you up. We gonna fix you up.
Is it well,
right? Rishi, we can give you the fix up. You don't even ask twice. Okay. Don't even ask twice. We can give you the fix up.
I see someone was all in my business over the weekend, asking me where's the text with myself and somebody over the weekend. So
well, folks, John Doe has elevated himself or has been elevated, believe it or not. What's this song? I think is Diana Ross. I'm coming out. The out now, boy. The out.
Oh, that's Diana Ross.
Diana Ross is Diana Ross.
I know that song. I don't know how I was supposed to interpret that song.
I'm coming out. The out now. The out now.
Take it or leave it. Gotta deal with it.
Yeah. Quasi Caleb is here, and all the other folks.
Is it Maureen Monroe?
Yeah, I may have to ditch Rita for a second to get some technical thing out of the way. I just may.
So Mr. Duncan said he's going to ditch me for a moment. So let him ditch us right now and get his...
I'm going to leave Twitter to get through the morning papers. What's that, the morning papers? Can I leave you to do that? Is that too much, right?
I don't know, Sherry Duncan.
Can I leave you to get
Well, I'm in the comment section right now. So
all right. Well, rock and come in.
Yes, I'm in the comment section right now. I see Maxine Monroe. Maxine's on top of the morning and loud and clear.
My mic is going to be live still.
Mr. Duncan is off air for a bit. This is a functional set, as functional as it can be. If you see anything falling, it's not me. It's shared in the background. Hey, Hazel George, how are you doing this morning? Hazel, I haven't been seeing you in the comment section that often. I have to pull you in for fitness. Clifton Smith, What's Clifton is asking, what's for breakfast, guys? Guys, you know what you have to do. As soon as you get on, share the live stream. That is the first thing we ask that you do. Smash the emoji, share the live stream. It's absolutely necessary that you do that. And I want to come into the Facebook specifically right now to see all the comments that comes through there as we speak. But it has been quite an amazing weekend for me. I hope it has been an amazing weekend for you also. I see you, Bart Musa, saying good morning, Joretta and Sharon. Have a blessed day waiting the credible information. A lot is going on, as always in Guyana. There's not a day that you have to go out looking for the news. The news just comes to you, as crazy as it is. Every single day there's something happening. I mean, we've been talking about some of the stuff we've been saying. Make sure that you go out, be careful on the roadways so we don't have to be reporting accidents and all of that. But persons are still going out there being very reckless and putting themselves and others in harm's way. And I'm appealing with you, folks, you listen, make sure that you do your part, make sure that you drive carefully, practice all the safety measures. It is for your own good. We don't want to be reporting bad news when it comes to persons being hurt in road accidents. That is something that we do not like doing here on the morning program. So do your best, do your part, advise your friends and families to make sure that they practice all the safety measures as well. But I see Gloria Fraser. I see Gloria in the comment section this morning. Hey, Gloria, how are you doing? I see Warnella Garnett and Volme Wilson. I like that emoji that is being sent there by Volme Wilson. I see Dennis Brown. Timothy is also here with us. And Simone, it is Kelman Washington says, good morning, team FYI. Ontario in the house. How are you folks doing over there? It's been a while since I've been asking to let us know where you're joining from. But don't forget, when you pop in the morning, make sure that you let us know where you're joining from so that we'll have a clear understanding of our reach all together. I see Ingrid King says, good morning, everyone. And I see Alex Boom is here. You know, Alex, I always say that it's quite an interesting surname there, Boom. And Donna McDonald. Warren Figueroa. Hey Warren, how you doing? I see you in the comment section. Warren giving cake and cupcakes. Warren celebrating something over there, guys. And I see Debbie Gibbs. Good morning to you, Debbie. How are you doing this morning, guys? It has been quite an interesting weekend for me. I hope that it was an interesting weekend for you also. And I see oh, Clifton Smith said, I have shared. Clifton is saying, I'm pulling back up your comment, Clifton. I have shared the program. Please and thank you. Clifton, you in order. Everyone else is on that haven't done the same. Make sure that you go and you do the same. Credible information coming right up. It's Monday, so there was a packed weekend when it comes to news. All that was said, you know, I hear Shard Duncan in the box and stick right there. He's coming. I see him, Glenford. He's gonna be here. I see Glenford. You know, everybody, you gotta mind your words on social media because people do some damages when you say certain things. They put it in wrong context. But I see Glenford Gardner saying good morning, a beautiful Gerard. Oh, thank you so much, Glenford. It's nice to have those lovely comments in the morning. And I see Joyce Kingston also is here with us this morning. I'm trying to make sure I track the comments properly so that I don't miss a lot of them. And Savitri Prasad. Hey, Savitri, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're having an amazing morning. Guys, it's the beginning of the week. You know how we always say, plan. Make sure that you have all your plans in place so that when you head into the week, you're not just going blindly. You have little objectives that you want to meet and you'll be able to be successful. And I always say, whatever gets scheduled, get done. So if there's something that you need to do, it's important to you, make sure that you schedule it in. Once you put it in your schedule, it's more likely to be done. If you don't put it in there, it's very, very likely that it's not going to be done. So make sure that you practice those little things. I see you there, Wendy Roland. I see it's Memorial Day in the USA. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you so much for letting me know that. And I see Richard C. Prasad is saying pace and power. So nice of you to come through and join us this morning. And Magnell Barrow says, Gerard and Sherrod, do not mind the business. Yeah, Listen, Magnet, once you come through, we gonna mind your business. I'm not even gonna lie. We ain't even playing. We're gonna be minding your business this morning.
The share is actually
you know, and Sheridan, I'm insisting that I do the share motion this morning because he's not alongside me to do it himself. So he's supposed. He said it's only fair for me to say share, 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 and actually do the share. You see, as graciously. As graciously as you can have it there. Share the stream. Make sure everyone is getting a part of the information. Make sure everyone's day starts out to be bright. Every morning we get online and we make sure that we start off on a bright note. Yes, there's a lot of negative news coming out and so on. We must bring it to you and we must bring context to the conversation altogether. But we like to start off your day on a bright note with a smile. So you don't have to always, it doesn't have to be gloomy. It's not good for your mental. It's not good for your mental health, and we're not going to go down that road. We want everyone to be good. I see Warren Figueres, all of my business. Warren is saying, "Don't know more." So Warren is different this morning. That is right, Warren. That is right, Warren. I see Diane Johnson is saying good morning. Well, Diane is saying, let me just get that quite quickly. Diane, girl, I lost your comment, so sorry about that. But I see Bernice Bruce is saying good morning, Miss J and Mr. S. I guess, Sharon, you have become Mr. S. Mr. S is in the house this morning. He's going to be with you very, very shortly.
Very shortly.
Guys. He is coming back on. So I see Joyce Van Kooten is in the house this morning also, and I see Peters is here and Roland Haley is here with us this morning also. Beatrice, let me go back to the YouTubers. Beatrice is saying, hey, Candy in the lead, and I see JG is saying, Mr. Duncan and Jaretta, good morning to you and all the viewers that tune in.
Good morning back to you
this morning.
Morning back to you.
Yeah, good morning right back to you. It has been awesome. It is awesome.
Has, hasn't it?
I am great. And I cannot lie. I am so excited and looking forward to June. It is
Look, Edwin Warren says I'm in the kitchen preparing catfish and the Jobby bird stew. Look story, This confusion powder cell.
Edwin Warren, I mean you may be very
that's confusion powder cell.
Very, very correct,
Yeah.
I think so much to be said, Sharon.
So folks, we had a busy Friday after we left. We saw big things happening. Should we to come out? Folks, they're out. They're out now.
I should have known when Sharon went to the background.
They are out now because we they're quiet. We there. Friday, then boom, we see social media light up. And then we finally see John Doe, folks.
Oh wow!
John Doe is actually now has a actual. It's a real person. Believe it or not, John Doe is actually John Abraham.
Oh wow! You know, Sharon.
Right. So you have a face now to put with the name John Doe is now John Abrams. You see story. We there. Everything happening right under we nose. We know. Right under we nose. So you don't know.
Okay. Right? So
we saying everybody business. Even we own everybody business. Doubt.
Quite interesting. Like I said, I think Friday.
Go on.
Friday we were out and I was saying no, it was his birthday.
Who's we? Now we say we got to you got to classify and define who's we.
Friday
we were on the FYI program. You co-hosting you. Okay, good.
On the FYI, I was mentioning that it was his birthday. It's a big occasion. And
no, but up until then, I actually didn't know was a real person, because you just don't know. You just don't know.
Goodness. Listen.
Because some people say we're going out and they really mean they're taking themselves out to have a good time. So
we're going out.
When you say it's his birthday,
that's a mental and mental health issues.
Yeah, people coping now. People trying to cope with COVID and all kind of thing. So up until Friday, we did good. I get a message from somebody in Long Island. What the person said? John Doe has been revealed. Or they're out. They're out, folks. And we saw the thing. We said, it's a real person with truth. Was that a real person? Or was it a handsome mannequin? I don't know. It's a handsome mannequin. I don't know too. We said everybody business. We want you all know. Spotted. Out and about. Finally, finally spotted. Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We said everybody business. Everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Monday to y'all. Happy Monday to y'all.
Let me see. What can I say? Yeah, he's as real as could be.
He's real. He's a real person.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Wow.
He's an amazing person.
It's good.
Quite.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Like you have to like I think in life you look for like somebody that compliments you all together. And he does a pretty good job of complimenting me.
It's a long time
It's
a long time I had live black cake and tea.
No, slow your roll. Slow down. Slow down.
It's a long time.
We're good. We're good. Like
Dave Jules is nice couple. I'm happy there's a real couple. I'm just happy it's a real couple.
Yeah.
Finally.
We have to life is about so much more than work and such things. And if you don't have
you've been busy.
No, families and guys, like I always said, the family is super important to me. Like that's my main thing. Like and I've learned over time that sometimes people hold on to the wrong things. And for me, I try to make sure that I stick to making sure that I'm okay when family wise, and all of that.
So folks, that's the sweetest man. That's your man. Moving on. That's your man.
That's not the way in which I put it over.
That's your man.
That's definitely not how I put it over.
Right? I see Alia says something there. Please read it. See if we can get that. I see Alia. I want musical. I know Alia very mischievous. Alia had the jumbie bird stew mixed with catfish. I saw Alia. I see Warren has a comment there. Warren says for all the stalkers, she's off the market. Amen. Amen to that.
Oh, goodness.
Right? Amen. Right? Oh, yeah. Alia says Operation Find Amanda. Launch it, Alia.
Launch that.
Yeah. Launch it for me.
We've been doing our investigations on this end.
Yeah. Yeah. Operation Find Amanda. Launch it for us. Please and thank you. Folks, moving on. What we got in the morning, people today?
I think Marlon is saying he better compliment you, all eyes on him.
Yeah,
that was not fair.
People can spot you anyway now. I see text message come. She read I see last night.
No,
I see last night.
Nah, don't try.
I see yesterday.
I can put it a public warning that says I don't.
You don't go like that.
No. I don't take no complaints about my person from nobody. Trust me.
It's your man.
I don't get
person.
into that.
You hear that? Grace Anatomy is my person. It's your man. Moving on, guys.
But as we go into the actual news and what's happening, guys, like a lot going on right now, and
a lot.
Well, we can give it the first thing we can do, as it's in the morning papers, is to give an update on the Marriott parking lot incident in which 2 bodies were found in a car.
Correct.
You guys, you would remember that. And the update on that, as it says the men found in Marriott parking lot, one of which was Rishi Hansrat and Justin Teixeira, died after ingesting cyanide, and that is Ben. So Mr. Ben is saying that is the conclusion that they got after doing the testing and so forth in the labs. I think it was sent overseas. So they died of ingesting cyanide.
Yeah, I think everybody know what this story is about. But nobody wants to talk about it publicly. Everybody know what this is about.
Yeah, so still I think a little taboo to be yeah.
But thoughts and prayers with the family.
Thoughts and prayers with the family. I know that a lot of closure would be when those details come out. It gives a bit of closure, but I think a lot of suspicion was that in the first place. Everyone had suspected that, so that has been concluded, and I think everyone can.
I remember when I was an undergraduate doing law. I can't remember what was the discussion we were having as students at law. That's what you call us, a law student. Students at law. You become attorneys at law afterwards. And it was to do with same-sex relationships. And then I remember one law student, I hope he went on to do great things with his life. He said if people can marry for money, you can marry for visa. Sure, 2 people can marry for love. You can marry for visa, you can marry for money. I'm certain 2 people can marry for love. And I can leave that there. I can leave that there.
No.
I can leave that there. Thoughts and prayers with the family.
Yes, well, a lot like there's a lot can be discussed on that matter. But that, as it is, there's a lot of grieving family out there, and I'll just leave it at that. Two sets of grieving families out there, and let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And well, most interestingly, as we move forward, GPL.
GPL, folks.
GPL different. Listen.
Hello, GPL.
GPL is
GPL. Yeah. You know what is startling? I saw a very broad headline early into this new administration. It says something to the effect that blackouts are going to be a thing of the past. How they going for y'all? How they going for us?
How you gonna bring back the blackout specialist and expect blackout to be a thing of the past?
We hear about cascading, shutdown, rat eat out the wire, all manner of things, rabbit, goat, jumbie board, all kinds of. They had an explanation for Saturday's national power outage, and I think it's in the first or second paragraph in the report there.
Yes, but as we, let's go into it. But I just noted a very important comment. I'll get right back to you guys in the comment section, but let's just get into this. I think they said a statement from Guyana Power and Light said that the fault activated the protection system, which resulted in the feeders going offline. This sudden and significant loss of generation resulted in the generators going offline.
The feeders.
Basically, what they were saying is that they have not been doing what they need to do to make sure that these systems are a go. That's what they're saying, And I'm never, ever going to go, listen to me, I will not go down the road in even trying to accept any explanation that is pointed at technical staff, right? Because the technical staff, they were there and they were doing a phenomenal job on the coalition administration. But now, as we're seeing the very same technical staff with poor leadership at the top, they cannot function as they want to, as they have the capacity to, and as they have been functioning prior. So, guys, everything that's wrong with GPL is at the helm of the organization. You cannot bring back people that have been defective. You can't bring back people that we had the worst cases of blackout on and expect us to have anything different.
We had a great company in PPDI. I don't know if they're still part of the power mix. This is the Power Producers Incorporated, I think it was. Power Producers and Distributors Inc. And they were doing a good job with GPL, but I know what happened. They bring back some people that tried and failed in the past. I don't know what happened. And they bring a number of other persons who got no business being any part of management or leadership at all. All the company do is thief taxpayers' money. Thief. Right?
Sharon has put it over so eloquently. I cannot disagree.
Right? Thief taxpayers, man. This is the result. Incompetence. And you got all these lame excuses, the feeders, some wire trip, a rat, a goat, a bat. It's been all kinds of nonsense. And now this is the feeders now. We ain't solving problems. And as soon as you turn, they're talking about GDP, 4-5%. Growth in GDP, and all of that.
None of that didn't trickle down to the feeders.
None. So, I think with the money we pour into GPL, we could pave every road in this country 5 times over. Right? GPL has become one of the biggest Ponzi scheme in this country under this lot.
Listen to me. We have said it. I have said it 100 times. I'll say it again this morning, that when you remove the technical expert with the relevant competence to actually do the work, this is what you're left with. When you remove them and you put in political hacks, this is what you're left with. You're left with a bunch of persons that are just there to shake their head, that have not an iota of knowledge as to what should be done to get us from point A to point B. And then so they have to be running around like headless chickens because they have no knowledge. They just do not understand what it takes for us to move forward. We have taken several steps backwards when it comes to GPL. Everyone knows that this is not something that should be debated. We're presenting the facts to you every single day. You're there, you're watching your television, your whole house in blackout. That's what's happening all the time. And you cannot say that, oh, well, it's the staff and this. No, it is your lack of competence. Look at what was then and what was changed, and you will know identically. You can be able to identify immediately what the issue is, and the only thing that has changed, guys, as you know, the minister have changed. and the minister thereafter went and handpicked someone to put them at the helm there, someone that had failed us time and time again. Yeah. That's where we are right now. There is no other excuse to be given for that.
Very much so. I bought a fridge quite recently, you know, in the lifespan of appliances. And that fridge making a weird song now. Every day casting out spirits out of this fridge. It's GPL, really, literally.
But they don't, and then again, like I have to. That's something that we need to look into to see what is the compensation that they actually give when persons the appliances, you know, are being damaged.
Yeah, in the night you got turned up the fridge to sleep. That's how much noise the fridge making.
It turned up the fridge to sleep. Yeah. No, but I can't do noise to sleep. I am like very.
Every day I think it's the spirits. I cast no spirits. GPL. We got solve problems in this country.
So, yeah.
That being said, talking about problems to be solved. So the cocaine come back. Cocaine come back over the weekend. They found some, well, not over the weekend. Some cocaine was found recently at.
I'm going to ask you to stick a pin before I just lose focus on a comment section, guys. You know how I put effort into monitoring what goes on in the comments.
Monitor them, Charito.
I make sure that I try my best not to miss your comments.
Monitor them.
It's so important that I think that's the beauty of this program. I think that's what I like the most is the interaction with the audience.
We love our viewers,
right? So it's no point in me bringing you
even the jackass
if I'm not seeing what's your response to the news that we bring. Nevertheless, I saw an interesting comment in the comment section. I have to pause and say congratulations to Mrs. David Granger. That's the way in which you see it.
Really?
They're celebrating their anniversary today.
Respect and manners.
Yeah, and
respect and manners. How long have they been married?
I am not sure, but I can check that right now.
How long have they been married?
You know, I can
wow!
Check that
Congratulations!
Right
Congratulations!
Special congratulations to them. Because
if people have been married for a long time, they're onto something. Right now, I'm struggling. They're onto something.
No,
I want whatever book y'all got. Granger, send it to me, begging.
No, but
Mr. and Mrs. Whatever book y'all got.
Let me tell you, those are the people, and I don't want to make this point, you know, because
make the point.
I saw it right in 52 years and counting.
Wow.
52 years and counting.
52 years and wow.
52
Respect
years.
and manners to the Grangers.
52 years.
Respect and manners to the Grangers.
David Arthur Granger and his beautiful, beautiful wife, Mrs. Sandra Granger, has been married for 52 years.
Yeah.
I know. I always say, you know,
send me a book. Send Jagdio a book.
You know, do it. You know, it has to be done because I think it's important for us to know, especially as young people, we're trying to build our own lives and trying to get to those years. And a lot of times, I think that like we may err sometimes in the advice that we get. And I can say this, like I've gotten to a point of maturity that I've made a decision that people that have not had successful marriages and relationships can't advise me on relationships, you know.
So this is at a point of maturity. I'm on my way. I'm struggling to get there.
No, seriously.
I'm struggling.
A lot of times, you know, we would have probably like colleagues and friends, and so we'll want to shower you with advice as to how your relationship should be going and all of that. And when you do check in, like, hey, they have to be successful in anything concerning really. So how can you even contemplate taking advice?
I want to hear from the Grangers.
Exactly.
We have to have the Grangers on the program. We have to.
We have to have the Grangers. We have to reach
52 years. Wow, folks. Congrats to them. I want to know how they made it. You know, my aunt and my uncle, they live overseas and been married for a long time. And I asked them, they say, how you all made it work?
Naomi said, Sherrod, your marriage struggling because you won't use the
that is the problem.
Spoon
That's
you
absolutely right. Absolutely right.
You need to learn.
Yes. Right? I won't put my spoon in the pot.
You need to learn to do it right.
That's the problem.
You know, women, I think we can be very touchy and all of that, but you have to find a balance of dealing with this delicately.
We can be touchy.
Yes, we can be a little bit difficult. I can be super difficult.
But I think it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, and two people who want to. So my aunt told me, she says, to make it work, they've been married, I think, close to 30 years now. Only 22 years behind the Grangers. They said, you know, you find the good in that person.
You find it good.
You can find a lot of bad, but you look for the good, even if it's one thing, and you just write that good, that one thing till the wheel fall off. And
Yeah,
you just go down the line with it.
That's important to know it because a lot of times what we do keep score. A lot of times people like to keep score. I think women especially like to keep score. I can admit that as being a woman, women like to keep score. And I think if you're keeping score of the negative things your partner do, then you need to be just and fair, and also keep score of the positive things that they do as well. Because you would see,
I like that,
right? Because if the negatives are outweighing the positives, then by all means, it's probably not going anywhere. But then if you're keeping score, and you see this person shows up and they're consistent and they're responsible and they're respectful and all of those good things, when you realize that, you kind of weigh things out differently. So congratulations to the Grangers on 52 years of
52
marriage.
years. 52 years. Send us the book.
Send us the book.
And we actually have an extra chair. You pull up a chair with us sometimes. Just let me know when you want to come. Tell us the secret. This continues to know the secret. Right? Yes. Please and thank
everybody
you.
Needs.
So talking about that, other things that in the morning papers, guys, Kanu found 17 million worth in cocaine recently at the Jamara Shipping Limited Wharf. Cocaine all over, folks. Cocaine all over. If you step out, you don't see white things falling. Let us know. Chances are it's cocaine. Let us know.
We can't just go around it, this issue, as though it isn't what it is. You cannot again, and a lot of times people try to say, we're trying to push things on the current administration. But how else do you see it? 5 years. Where was all of this?
All this coke.
Right?
There's tons of coke.
5 years. Where was it?
What was in storage?
Right? And then today, when you're seeing it blatantly in your face, the system is a decay of morals altogether in society. It is the upbringing of lawlessness altogether at every level of society. You see it at the central level, and now every aspect of life you see lawlessness on the road. Where's lawlessness? If you have lawless people at the helm, that's what you expect to see. Every aspect of living in Guyana, there's a deterioration of social norms and morals and values, and it's chaos and lawlessness throughout. That is what's going on, and that's what you're seeing here. But I have to say, there's so much more when it comes to drugs in our country. We have lived through periods prior to 2015 in which drug was rampant through our countries. I have heard several persons go to try to defend and say that is not so. But the statistics coming out of the international bodies, the observers and the reports say a different story, and they tell blatantly
drug transshipment point, right? Drug transshipment. And we got to change that. Finally, in the morning papers, we got to hasten on. Finally, in the morning papers, we see that the administration has restored. And this is out of it as well. I love the word they use. Restored the free water taxi service between New Amsterdam and Rossignol, because they came in and met a taxi service there. They came in and met one.
Well, I have to say that the only reason why you're seeing the correct terminology being used there is because you're reading it out of the Village Voice. All right, because it persons, and I have to say that we spoke about this. I think this was yesterday when we were speaking to Darren Adams on the podcast yesterday. Midday. But guys, a lot of things that you're seeing being done right, a lot of ribbons being cut right about now is basically just finalizing things that had almost been completed during the APNU AFC time in office. When the government, the PP government, came into office, and the first set of things that they did was stop. Oh, this was being done by the coalition administration. Let's stop that. Let's stop everything that was being done. One of those things were the water taxi, because those things came under the Bees program altogether. Boats, buses, bicycles, and all of those things. And they tried to cut it out because they're saying, that they know what best. But guess what? When they did that, their constituencies complained bitterly that they wanted back. The folks demanded it back because they knew the benefit that was derived from those programs are things that cannot be measured, especially when it comes to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 handout. It cannot come up. It can't scratch the surface of the benefit that those give. So right about now, what you're seeing is them silently going and trying to brand things as though this was their bright initiative and pushing it forward again. But guess what? They have to acknowledge, and you all should acknowledge, and even I hope that we have some folks in the comment section or trolls as they comment. I'm hoping that they're here this morning to say, well, yes, this is so. It was there. They stopped it. Their constituency demanded it be put in place again because they were benefiting tremendously, and the cost associated with that, it gave a tremendous help to those folks. So I'm glad that it's here again.
And finally on that, I saw the former Minister of Infrastructure over the weekend. He had a tweet. I was a tweet on Twitter, but for those of you who don't know where tweets are from, on Twitter, I know everybody not social media savvy, but on Twitter, he said after stopping this service because it was a coalition project, it's now reintroduced with fanfare. Under the coalition, teachers, nurses, and other public servants also travel free. Teachers, nurses, and other public servants also travel free. Right now, it's only children and pensioners. Right? So you got more with the coalition. Right? It's not more like another organization who's said to giving you more, but sometimes not really more. You actually got more. He said teachers, nurses, and other public servants, right, also travel free. Now it's just the children and pensioners.
Yep, that is so. That is
they team the projects, rebrand, and then they say, "Oh, look what we're doing for y'all. We care."
Yeah, but what I have to go into the mechanism that will be used to actually do it on a daily basis, because what we've been noticing and we've been noting is that everything that they're doing right now, they are putting in their political hacks to actually monitor the system and actually pushing out anyone else that can benefit from these things, persons that they perceive to be aligned.
Correct.
In any form to the UFC.
Yeah, folks, they got some other things that are also brewing. We want to bring to your attention as we move along. And, beginning internationally, guys, this monkeypox is an issue. And I wish we could find that our notation we had the last time about the symptoms to look for, because we want to keep educating you guys, because the World Health Organization is saying that nearly 200 cases of monkeypox are now being reported in more than 20 countries. I know there was a scare recently in Trinidad, but Trinidad came out and said that was a hoax. It was fake news, that they were registering their first case. But the World Health Organization, right? It's not a Chinese fellow named who, or it's a wrong grammar there. It's World Health Organization says that there are nearly 200 cases of monkeypox in more than 20 countries. And you're going to tell us a little bit about some of the things to look for to recognize if you may have this.
And I just want to go straight. It's very important that you know these things, guys. So the illness begins with fever, headache, muscle aches, backache, swollen lymph nodes, and chills, and exhaustion. And basically, what the incubation period is the time from the infection to when you actually start seeing symptoms. It's usually, they say, between 7 to 14 days, and can range from 5 to 21 days also. So guys, it's something that we need to be very cautious of. I know that it's not being spread as COVID-19 and so forth, but this is more direct contact.
It's different altogether,
to be spread. But I've been looking at some of the photos of it, and it looks very unpleasant, to say the least.
Yep. So that being said, that's what's happening internationally. We thought you all know about it. Some stuff happening regionally, causing a lot of raised eyebrows, because people said they can't even get a land locally. And they see now land's been given out to Barbados. Is land for black belly sheep, is land for this. And then, we saw a comment from the president that, again, Barbados is now one country. So I'm like, this is what happened here, man.
I think he doesn't choose his word right a lot of time. Most times. He doesn't choose the right words.
Like you're putting sugar down. Or you popping in Mali. One country now.
The same thing.
But you both. Right, because he said he's now one country. Barbados and Guyana can move forward as one country. They're now allocating lands for Barbados youth for food production. I mean, I'm all for Caribbean integration, but like I still hang up on the bench for you as a sit-down point.
Oh my God.
I still hang up on the bench for you as a sit-down point. So this has raised a lot of eyebrows over the weekend. Guys, what do you think about this? A lot of people waiting for land, and they know that we're now giving out land to foreign countries now. You could come now as some company, you get, 2,000 acres of land someplace because you say you're giving 50 jobs, and people right here hustling and would like some land to farm themselves. So is the money popping, or something's happening? What's happening here?
I think when we're looking at this specifically, it gives us a very clear understanding as to how they're thinking at the helm there, because
some people say this election payback. Let me put it out there. This is payback.
Mia Motley came, and she had that very strong statement that she said, and don't let the citizen become tenants in their own land. And when you read a headline, coming out there of Starbucks News, as a Guyana farmlands to be allocated to Barbados youth for food production. It goes to that very same concept of the citizens of this country becoming tenants in their own land. And what are you doing for the Guyanese youth? What support are you giving?
I could take a piece of farmland myself.
What support are you giving to
youth, but I could take a piece of farmland myself. I want to plant little things along.
That's right. That's right.
And a lot of people are saying, frankly, this is payback for Mia Motley's interventionism in the 2020 elections. And then there's another school of thought that said, Mia wrapping rings around your fund. Rings around your fund.
She's pretty smart. We say it all the time. She's extremely smart.
Right. So you tell me we can need a Barbadian visa just not to go to some parts of your own country?
You may be locked out.
Locked out. You see that?
May be locked out.
People fighting for land, and people are not taking this. You see, Isabella Butcher says charity begins at home.
That is correct.
Right? And we're seeing lots of similar comments. Lots of people looking for a little 2x4 to throw down, and with a little shelter over their head. We're giving out land to foreign countries. Wow, interesting times. Yep. So while that's happening, closer to home, folks, close to them, I think we lost a great man over the weekend. Let me try to get this right. And I saw lots of praises going out to Dr. Ramsundar Dubey. Dr. Dubey is famously known as a tremendous physician. Has gone. I've heard this man's name for a long time.
Since I was
in this country.
I was a child, I've heard of Dr. Dubey, and growing up, and you just can't be living in Guyana and not have heard of Dr. Dubey. It's a very, very, very sad, and he has made tremendous contribution to our country,
Yeah. Again, a renowned physician who has trained many. I saw people saying that Dr. Dubey trained one of our also renowned doctors here, Dr. Carpen, out in the Joshua Public Hospital there currently, and so on. And a tremendous talented guy. They say he's a veteran internist.
Yep.
Right? And he's trained a lot of young people who are in the medical field right now, and has really had stellar service, not only to the Georgetown Public Hospital, but also nationally recognized as one of our gems in this regard. And our thoughts and prayers are with Dr. Dubey's family.
I didn't know that he had a hand in training Dr. Carpen as well, because Dr. Carpen also is phenomenal. The work that he does also is phenomenal, and I give kudos where it is due. And these people have contributed tremendously to our country, to the healthcare system altogether. So we have lost an extremely important person, and we like to say condolences to his family, and we as a country we will miss him.
Lots are happening, and again, sometimes gone too soon.
Yeah,
that's all we can say in some instances. Gone too soon. Another issue that we have been raising is the issue of the EITI. This is the extractive industry, the oversight body for that industry. They would have replaced the head of EITI, Dr. What's his name? His name is right here. Nonetheless, they have replaced him with Prem Mazir of the PPP. Right? Prem Mazir, propagandist Prem Mazir from the PPP. And of course, this is supposed to be an independent. This is supposed to be an independent body with oversight over the extractive industry, including oil and gas. Right? And now there's an international ratings of the transparency of these sectors and so on. And we have dipped now in that international rating as a country, and folks are saying it's because of the government, right? Because of the government, because of the tinkering with the system, moving out one man for their own purpose, bringing their own people and that kind of stuff. We have now fallen in the international ratings.
All right, so
Right?
I'm listening to Sherry talk, and I have to go back to
Dr. Jadupat was the name of the fellow. Rudy
I
Jadupat.
swear I was
Yep.
there just
Right there.
trying to remember the name. I am horrible with names, so don't blame me at all. I'm horrible with names. Guys, let's get down to the issue of what's going on here. EITI. EITI is the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. And I have to say, let us not pretend that everything concerning transparency is being washed down right now. There's nothing that has been left. When it comes to it comes from the point of the big issue that we had in December with them going to the with the PPP going to the National Assembly to basically abuse and misuse that one seat majority.
Correct.
To have their way with the Natural Resource Fund Board and all of that. And we had a lot to say, and people need to understand, if you were to go through those documentation to see the changes that they made as opposed to when the coalition was in office, you will understand that the only changes that these people actually made is to gut it all together of transparency and oversight. That is what they did. They went in and they butchered it all together. They butchered it only to remove oversight and transparency. When it comes to the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, we expected nothing less than this. When you remove the technical expertise that you got in the system of transparency and oversight, because if you're putting persons there that doesn't have the understanding of what should be done, then the person got to pick up their phone every 2 seconds. Oh, I got this document before me. What should I do with it? I have this before. What should I? Because they don't have the knowledge as to what to do themselves, and that's what they're doing.
Correct.
So we had.
Correct.
I know, and this is not just a guess game. That based on the facts before you, that they are going to be falling in these things. All the international rankings is going to be beating us tremendously because no one is going to go and rate you high when it comes to oversight, transparency. When you are gutting these organizations of the technical experts and you're removing even the policy level, what should be and how it should be done. That's what we're seeing there.
It's an administration really that fails to appreciate that elections are more than just voting and you finish with that. Democracy is more than just voting and you finish. This is part of democracy, the checks and balances, transparency. They talk about transparency. This is the measure of democracy. But they don't really mean transparency, right? They talk about good governance, but they don't mean it. So, EITI is one standard you can judge, good governance by. The fact that you've moved out, as you often say, the technical experts to bring in the hacks like Dr. Prem Mazier that is going to do your bidding. And there are a number of other institutions that we've been watching, guys, that they have either implemented to a degree, operationalized to a degree, or not operationalized at all. And look at this list. And we say we're in a democracy. No, they have been breaking down the guardrails of our democracy by not instituting, operationalizing these institutions. You got the Judicial Service Commission, 2 years in, 18 months in, 90 months in, they have not been appointed. Public Service Commission, not appointed. Teaching Service Commission, not appointed. The Natural Resource Fund, they have appointed, but nobody knows if they meet, right? But we know who calls the shot with the Natural Resource Fund Board. We know who calls the shot. The Local Content Secretariat, we're still waiting for that. The Petroleum Commission, we're still waiting for that. The Police Service Commission, they were appointed. God knows if they're meeting. The Police Service Commission, belatedly appointed. The Integrity Commission, not appointed. Right? So there are 3 things here that are asterisk. The Procurement Commission, the Public Procurement Commission, they were appointed. The president got to swear in these people. He's flying all over the world. Right? You know why they don't want to swear in these people? Sole sourcing of contracts. Cabinet signing off on big contract. Kickbacks to friends, family, and favorites. That is why the Procurement Commission, the persons have been named, but the president, months, if not weeks after that fact, is yet to swear in these people. The wicked, stink, and dirty. And then you have finally local government elections. Whatever happened to local government elections, people? We got to demand more, right? We got to demand more. Local government elections, whatever happened to that? So there's a lot of things. Really and truly, these are the principles I heard somebody say recently and practices that constitute democracy.
Yeah.
Right? And you add to all of this, the nonsense they're doing at the EITI, And what do you get? You probably head into a failed state.
Wow. Wow. But that is nothing but the truth with how
Yep.
we should be looking
Yep.
at it, and what and people, listen, you cannot just accept these things, we as Guyanese, we deserve a better, especially now when there is so much out there
Yeah.
that we should be benefiting from. It is unacceptable for all of these guardrails of democracy to be broken down.
Yeah,
I
correct.
know that the rate at which the administration is going right now, they're digging a hole for themselves. I can say it like that, and they will reap those bitter rewards
Yeah.
for every action that they're having right now, because
Yeah.
the international community is looking on, as we are seeing all the reports, all the rankings, and all of that. But more importantly, Guyanese are very informed as to what is going on and how it is being
Correct.
done today. And
Correct.
that's why we bring the information forward,
Credible and
to
valid.
make sure that persons are properly
Credible and
informed
valid.
as to what is going on. Because when it comes to making the change that will be
Credible and
coming,
valid.
it is absolutely important that you have the acute understanding of these
Yeah.
issues, how it happened, where, and what happened thereafter.
Correct,
We
is right.
have been seeing too much breakdown of the guardrails of democracy. We are moving to a state of dictatorship, and it is something that they will pay bitterly for in the future,
Yeah.
because they're making that bet for themselves.
Yeah, and we have said to folks, demand more. And this other issue is another one that should cause concern, because again, it's in keeping
Yeah.
with good governance, democracy, and all of that. So we're seeing here that the Upper Mazaruni village, right, in 5 years, wait for ruling on land rights.
Yeah.
In 5 years, right, this village in the Upper Mazaruni area. And we highlighted this because we have been consistently highlighting what has been happening with our indigenous brothers and sisters. We have been highlighting this, and we will continue to highlight, because again, democracy is not just elections, right? And this is the Upper Mazaruni District Council, the UMDC, right? They have been engaged in a legal battle to recognize their land rights, and now hold the view that the lengthy delay is bringing the matter to a conclusion amongst the denial of justice. Justice too long delayed. The great civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King says, justice too long delayed is justice denied. And so we have seen this consistently. And how we have seen this consistently, Donna and Roderick, Jarek and Rita Singh, Edwin Warren and Beatrice Selby, that's just this Upper Mazaruni. Look what we've been showing you in just the last 2 months. What we have been showing you. This here is how it looks in just the indigenous community. Folks, bear in mind, we've just pointed out all of those areas, all those commissions and entities that don't function. Local government election, putting hand and power in the small man hand at the village level, back to the people. They want local government election. We spoke here about Little Kanubali. Right in this program, right in our podcast,
Correct.
We spoke to a villager from Little Kanubali. They don't like the governance system that's operating there, that the PPP has orchestrated. That's an indigenous community in Region 1. We spoke recently about the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, had a landmark ruling, right? Being brought to bear on the Wapushan people in Region 1 there, in the Birima Waini region, at Chinese landing. Again, land disuse, the government strong-arming the people.
Yeah.
Bringing friends, family, and favorite to mine on their land, and they have no say. Right? All this is within the last 2-3 months we've been pointing out. Isanaru, the Akawayo community there, a beautiful indigenous community. Middle Mazaruni again, Region 7. The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights had another landmark decision handed down quite recently concerning these people and their lands, right? Saying that the government, before they hand out mining lands to friends, family, and favorites, they need prior consent, informed consent, and so on from the people there, right? There's another land issue at Murudi, as it concerns the another indigenous community there in Deep South, the Murudi community, right? I can imagine how people feel aggrieved. We handing out land to the Barbadians, and we can't even get land right here.
Yeah.
We can't even access the rights to we land right here. And then there's places in Region 10 like Wiki Kalkoni and Hururu. There are governance issues with our indigenous brothers and sisters. They don't feel the PPP is treating them right. They don't feel they're getting a fair shake. Well, and it's cause for concern.
I want to note an important something that's important for me to point out at this time. As the headline reads, Upper Masroni villages in 5-year wait for the ruling on the land rights, and I want to point out at this time that when this 5-year wait that they're talking about that started in 2017, I want to point out that the issue that is before the court is one that's said to be a 24-year-old issue, and this is the fact of the matter. And
fighting for land,
right? And I want to say also that coming from a mining community myself, I know firsthand, particularly in a mining community, I know firsthand what these folks are talking about, because I have relatives that have these issues, and it's something that is more compound and complex than the headlines could just put it over to you. There are situations in which, and I can tell you, under the 23-year rule of the PPP, it was madness when it comes to these lands and the way in which they were distributed and all of those things. And I have to point out that they do not respect the rights of the indigenous people. And this is what it's coming down to. They go to the National Assembly, they go to the media, and they profess such love and care for the indigenous people and indigenous communities. But you do not show care by going and say, oh, take a $25,000 handout to every home in the hinterland. No, that's not how you show care. There is zero respect given to them, especially when it comes to communities
that have their lands.
Especially when it comes to communities that have mining land. This is a money issue, and I don't want to paint it as nothing else, right? This is a money issue. They don't believe that they should have the villagers and the people that have been living, born and growing there all of their lives. They do not believe that those persons should financially benefit from the land that they live on. This is about money, and that's all they're concerned about. They want to make sure that they send in persons there that they're going to have the nice kickback from. They're least concerned with how the mining is done and all major issues with the manner in which mining is being done, but the overarching issue is the fact that they go into lands that are supposed to be within the boundaries of their the communities, and they send in persons and these big businesses, and they go and they just walk their machinery, as you say. Guys, you don't know the mining terminology. That's just what it is.
Last month we started. Last month we were talking about, or last week rather, sorry, about another indigenous issue. The Amerindian People's Association has been trying to meet with the minister for 18 months, Pauline Sukai, for 18 months now. 18 months. Let's add that to it. And while we're on that, we saw over the weekend for our What They Said segment, a letter coming out of Anug, a new United Guyana Party, right? Anug got their own issues, but we think they were spot on with this here, because look, the concern, you talking about the 25,000 handing out. Anu is saying the government has spent billions, Juita, in handouts, which cannot be accounted for.
Yes, be honest. That's why they're trying to stymie the work of the POC.
And I remember Anu had some guardians.
Yeah.
The guardians talking.
That's why they can't give the guardians their word
anymore. Guardians talking. The guardians talking. Government has spent billions in cash handouts, which cannot be accounted for. Credible and valid information, folks. That's what we tell y'all. Here, a part of that letter says, in the past 2 years, the government has failed to appoint a judicial service commission. They just wake up. We've been pointing this out for the past 2 years.
Wow.
A police service commission. Right? You see, they left out the rest. We just call out a whole list.
And you need to send them the link to the program, Sharon.
Instead of creating a fair and transparent economic environment to encourage independent business enterprise, the government has awarded contracts to a family on a family and friends basis. And they left out favorites.
Oh, wow.
Right? They opened up the country, friends, family, and favorites. And then finally, the letter says, it has artificially popped up, Kaisuko, using state revenue, and has spent billions in cash handouts, which cannot be accounted. Most recently, the government has crafted out of thin air 2,000 public service jobs in Essequibo,
Yep.
Crafted out of thin air. 2,000 public service jobs in Essequibo. Just another form of cash handouts. These measures do not foster financial viability, but instead create independence on the government for handouts so that the beneficiaries of the gravy are silenced by the hand that feeds them. They have been silenced. This is Anu. This is Anu talking here, right? You know what? Earphone will come and say, right? Where were you during that protracted period?
Whatever happened to the award for the Guardian?
Where were you, Anu? Right? During that protracted period.
I was right there.
I was right there helping you. I think I threw you out there. That's what they can say. And then they can say they can revert to them as naysayers and
of course.
So on.
New category.
Right? Naysayers and right. So that's what's happening on that front as we head into.
But very interesting. Yeah. I think I want to point out that with that bit of reporting, that is coming out of Anok there, it seems like they are finally trying to catch up. They're playing catch up with all that is going on because but they definitely need to do a whole lot more research because as you rightly pointed out, like we were literally just going through the amount of things that have been done when it comes to the breakdown of democracy and the guardrails of democracy in the country altogether. And when they're talking about things being handed out to friends and family, we have been saying this every single day.
Friends, family, and favorites.
So it's good that they're
friends, family, and favorites.
There's never enough scrutiny. So good to go there.
And while that is happening on that front, we have a person of interest because people are still persevering in spite of what is happening, and we actually want to give kudos to Village Voice for pointing out this young man over the weekend. As you know, Village Voice publishes their newspaper on Sundays, and we saw Caleb Christian. He was one of the co-founders of STEM Guyana, and Caleb has graduated not from one, not from two, three institutions recently. He has graduated from Tandon School of Engineering, Steinhardt School of Culture, and Stern School of Business, and the Tress School of the Arts. And I want to pick up the paper, make sure I get what he has graduated from these institutions with, because again, this is somebody who can be a good example to our young people. He has graduated, this is Caleb Christian, respect and manners to his family. He has graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Integrated Digital Media from Tandon School of Engineering, a Bachelor's of Science degree in Media, Culture and Communications from Steinhardt School of Culture and Education Humanities. Sorry, and let me get that right. Steinhardt School of Culture, Education and Human Development, and a minor in Business and Entertainment Media Technology from the Stern School of Business, and I think it's the Trish School of the Arts. So a young man who's excelling and who is part of the co-founder of this STEM program, STEM Guyana program, that's doing tremendous work here among our young people in these STEM subjects. And I think he definitely is going to be a major influence to our young people, because you can walk on chew gum, you can have a social life, right? And you can also excel academically. And we want to say congrats to Caleb Christian for the work that he has been doing, both academically and in this field of STEM, and especially as being part of the STEM Guyana project.
Yeah, and guys, when you talk about STEM, I have to say that STEM has been doing a whole lot, and a lot of work was done by Sandra Granger, actually, when it comes to STEM. When it's STEM, you talk about the science, the technology, engineering, mathematics aspect of everything. And when it comes to robotics, especially, they have been doing a whole lot of work in that area.
Correct.
So congratulations to him. Quite an amazing read. When I read it, I thought that was quite an amazing young man altogether. Graduating 2 majors, 1 minor, 4 years. You just went through it just like that. And technology has been that's on the forefront. We say we're living in a technological age and era altogether. So he is doing exactly what is needed to be done. And I look forward to whatever he brings back.
He's out front. He's out front.
Whatever he brings back to this country. And he has been doing a good job. So congratulations to you.
Correct.
Caleb Christian. We are also proud of you and the work that you're doing.
Yeah, but we couldn't bring the program to a close by any means. I hope you all are sharing, because some of y'all get so fixated with the content. One show happening here, where we talking to y'all, and then another show happening in the comment section. We have to talk about We got to throw a big issue in your chest this morning, right? And the big issue this morning is that the PPP botheration, the botheration.
Yes.
Very much so.
They are.
The botheration. And, you know, some of what went down over the weekend really truly was a national embarrassment. Was a national embarrassment to our security apparatus.
Correct.
National embarrassment. And there should be repercussions for it. Right? Who vex? Right? There should be repercussions for it. It was a national embarrassment.
Yeah.
PPP botheration.
You can't have persons, you can't at any point in time, and the entertainers need to take full responsibility of what went on, and I know that you can't be promoting events and having persons go pay money to go, and their safety is not guaranteed at all. So that was quite something to look at, and I know that one thing was, I think the botheration concert, that was one with when literal gunshots were being fired in the crowd, well, up into the sky from the crowd, persons within the crowd and so forth. But then there was the Juve after the following day, and the pulling from the Juve, you know. I've never seen so many scissors. I've never seen such an accumulation of scissors in my life.
Botheration was nothing short of mayhem. And I think we got some of that for you guys. Take a look, take a listen. Yep. Guys, let us know if you heard that audio.
Yeah.
Please let us know if you heard the audio, and let's just let us know if you heard the audio, and then we'll see if the guys see the audio went through. We're gonna run it one more time because it may have gone by a little fast for some people. You know how. Yeah.
I think one of the comments whilst that was being played caught my attention there, that says keeping Guyanese youths engaged while Barbados youths get land.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one.
That's a powerful analogy.
Yes.
That's powerful analogy.
I think I was spot on.
Right.
And I have to say, like I've always said, that when it comes to entertainment, you know, that it's not going to stop. You know, entertainment industry is huge, and persons go out there, especially when persons are very stressed and depressed and all of that. People try to get their mind clear, and they go for entertainment, whatever the form. But I do have some very serious concerns when it comes to the what is being promoted and who is promoting and so forth, because I am noting that some of the thank yous that were given, one particular thank you was given to the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport for that activity there. So I'm going to be investigating what role the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport had to play, because the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport cannot be using any aspect of taxpayers' dollars to promote something that is promoting the use of illicit drugs to young people particularly. So most definitely a lot more investigative work has to be done there, and that's just on that front. When it comes to security, total breakdown of security altogether.
Agreed.
Lives at risk.
Agreed.
And all of that unacceptable.
Agreed.
For that.
Yep. And the PVP look as though they're going to give these guys a slap on the wrist. And let's move on to the next event, because as you said, out of that concert, police said they saw two guys fighting, and when they intervened and were searching the guys, they found a gun in one of them, right? So I don't know how people go to concert these days with guns and all of that. And then I saw Gordon Mosley reporting, Gordon is a good place for credible and valid information as well, a news source. On his page, he was saying that at the Juve event yesterday, is a lot of barbers and tailors and so on, craft people attending this event, because they found a lot of scissors and knives and so on, butchers and so on into this event here.
It looks like an art and crafts,
right?
But I did ask. Listen, I like to get into the details. I did ask, why was there so much scissors? Like, what would people be doing with scissors? And I was made to understand that persons usually take scissors to cut weed. like this is the point that we're at. This is the point we're at as a society. And if you were not concerned prior, you need to be concerned now.
Wow.
Right? Because young people are out there, and as sad as it is, they gravitate to whatever it is trending and all of that. And so we need to let positive things trend. We cannot just say that, oh my God, look at the society, look at the young people, and just cast it aside like that. We have a responsibility to them, to make sure that they have the options. Like, what are the options? I was thinking about it, what are the options that we're presenting to them? Go here or go there. Like, there aren't very many options out there, if any at all. And I have to say, when it comes to sports and so forth, that's why I give so much kudos to the organizers of sporting activities and so forth, because you are doing a phenomenal job at keeping young people engaged in a positive way, so that they can expend energy, all that energy that they have, in a positive way. And I think we have to go in that direction of promoting sports and athletes and all of that, so they're excited and just as hyped up to go to rep a specific athlete as against going to rep somebody that can't put a proper sentence together.
Well said.
Right?
Well said.
So,
can't add anything there. And we really got to review what transpired. It was a national embarrassment. The mayhem that took place in the national park, and I don't think it's enough to say, the next concert we're going to put things in place. What security apparatus obtained, Saturday and Sunday night?
Yeah,
it boggles the mind that we can have these.
I think the problem is
mass events.
Everything comes back to money, and people probably, you hear me say it a lot, because that's a cold hard fact to the matter. And I don't try to just sugarcoat it or anything. Everything comes back to money. And once person get their money in their pocket, then it doesn't seem like they care less about the way in which things go forward and all of that. And we need to be very, very careful in how that is, So people are more concerned about the amount of persons they get packed into the event, as against the
securing the people.
Securing them, because there will be a slot of the process in getting them through the gates, if they have to search them and go and pass them through all of those things, So they're more interested in a rapid numbers going in, so that they can secure the money and the funds all together. But very sad, because even to the video that was showing, even the bars within there were robbed and all of that when all of that started. So even those persons that would have invested monies to go and sell drinks or whatever, those persons that were left at the law, because it was crazy. It was crazy. So it can't just be pushed aside as okay. But I gotta say, I'm gonna repeat it again. Young people need positive alternatives to go out there and engage in. I'm not giving up on not one of them. I can't.
We gotta do better as a country. That's our program, folks. And so that you share the broadcast for us, and smash that emoji button. Make me look nice with the likes and share, folks. And of course, we're down to the end of the month. Lots of responsibilities to meet, folks. It takes a lot, to keep the lights on, as we say. You know what I mean on the streets. And to keep the doors open. And so we encourage you guys to please partner with us, so that we can keep doing what we're doing at this end. We're totally publicly funded. Totally publicly funded. It means
funded by you.
By y'all.
Yes, that is correct.
If y'all don't help us, we will not be here. So, we got Zelle and PayPal and Cash App, MMG, that's a local Guyanese Cash App. MMG We're available via Western Union and MoneyGram, all for your convenience, of course. And we thank you for supporting us in this way. We thank you for the love shown in this way, folks. It means a lot to us. We're right down to the wire, trying to meet our responsibilities at this end, and we encourage you guys to please partner with us so we can keep moving forward. That's our time. Share. We got hundreds of you watching us. That's normal. Share the live stream. Take a responsibility personally. Don't worry with the other man. Unless you're peeping, unless it's a jagabat or a trench crappo. Share to a group. Share the program, folks, back to your profiles. Share it to a page you might have. Send it to a colleague on WhatsApp or so on. Share. Smash that emoji button.
I have to note the comment coming in from the Guyana Action Party there, so it's excellent, So we have folks tuned in this morning.
Great. Respect and manners for the GAP, the GAP.
And I know that a lot of folks tune in from there, from Region 9. So
respect and manners, Guyana Action Party. Respect and manners. Share the broadcast before you go, guys. Smash that emoji button.
Have an excellent day, guys. A lot of work to be done, and I will be off to the Public Accounts Committee meeting.
Yeah. And let me tell you all, we won't have the podcast today. We are recalibrating some of our systems at the back end to get them a little function better. So we won't have the podcast today, but we're gonna get back to regular programming with the podcast tomorrow.
Yes, but Shard is going to be in the ring tonight.
Correct.
At 8 p.m. So take care, Beatrice and Lawrence and Rudolph and Benjamin. I see you guys there. Anne-Marie Roberts, Glenford, Gordon, and all of you. Have an excellent day.
No podcast.
It was a pleasure to have you. Shard keeps reminding there's going to be no podcast today. Have a good day, guys.
Yep.